Studio, test 1 2 1 2. Get everything kicking through the way it's supposed to as we prepare to go live. Looks like all the platforms are synced up. And without further delay, make my day. Ha! Oh, there it is. What's up, guys? Justin R. Harris here. Welcome back to another business scenarios, solutions solved every single day. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to be able to control more of the cinematic approach to a lot of my videos. Tested a lot of these theories last night as I went live on my investments channel, and wanted to make sure that the way I was able to do that was the way that you were actually going to get it when I deliver this information to you guys, whether it's on my business platform or if it's on my investments platform. So that's kind of how I wanted to make it nice and dramatic so I can get right nice and tight with you guys and then break it up and come right back across and do something that's like this. And so that's the whole point with that. So now that you guys know what I've been working on and what I've been doing, you know what I want you to do. I want you to go over to my other channel, my YouTube side, and I want you to like and subscribe so that you can stay on top of the information that I'm giving you guys so that I can deliver stuff like this business scenario solution solved today gets into business terrorism and how to avoid that. Such a dramatic title that it just makes you want to know what the heck is he talking about. So here's what it is, right? So you know we're going off Daily Drucker and paying homage to that, applying that to our business scenarios and how we get through with improving the way we do business, right? At the end of the day, it's essentially all it is. So I just want to make sure all of that is set up. I also have to make sure that my other side is going live as well. And I don't want the audio to get screwed there on that side. So just make sure I click that and that's squared away. So now that we are official, we're official here. Let's get it in. Here it is. So welcome back. This is the dive in right here. He goes, the STEM's innovation also led to the lab without walls approach. So we're getting into what is called social innovation, right? Which is America's specific and major contribution to very large scientific and technological programs. The first of these conceived and managed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. So he's going historical on us with this one, okay? And he says, you know, his former law partner, Basil O'Connor, was tackled with a severe polio kind of situation, right? All right, early in the 1930s, right? All right, so the project that they worked on was the March of Dimes, all right? And they were dealing with these issues at that point in time. So I'm just kind of going backwards with you guys, kind of maybe give you some historical before we go forward. All right. So the project that they had continued for more than 25 years, this March of Dimes project, and brought together in plan step-by-step effort in a large number of scientists from half a dozen disciplines in a dozen different locations across the country. Each were working on their own project, but in different locations and within central strategies and undergoing all different types of directions. They were just brainstorming upon brainstorming, think tank upon think tank to try to make this stuff happen. And really, what you got to understand is that when you put powerful groups together, it's kind of hard because sometimes you end up in a too many chiefs, not enough Indians kind of scenario. And I use that loosely in the sense that there's too many people that are in charge or want to be in charge and not enough that are taking their roles or staying in their lane and doing what they need to do. So that's inherent when it comes to that type of problem solving, right? So he goes, this then established the pattern for the great World War II projects. Radar Lab, Lincoln Laboratory, and most massive of them all was the Manhattan Project, right? Which was the atomic energy situation. Similarly, NASA organized a research lab without walls. So when they say without walls, you hear this term, without walls. There's no boundaries to what it was they were willing to do. No boundaries. We're just moving forward, right? So you got to understand something. When people get desperate and you have people that are desperate with money and they want to make changes, there are no walls. You get that, right? All right, so suddenly what they said, you know, with the NASA organizing their term, the country decided after Sputnik was when Russia did their thing, okay, to put a man on the moon, their technology-driven science is still highly controversial. Still, is the organization we immediately reach for whenever a new scientific problem emerges. For example, when AIDS suddenly became a major medical problem in the 1984-85 problem era, right? So we cover all these major incidents that happened during this timeline, right? So what's he getting at? So he just goes straight into his action point. He goes, terrorism is a major social problem confronting the civilized world. How can this problem be turned into a Manhattan-type R&D project, right? So when you look at it, when you look at terrorism in a business, you think of some sort of just all-out anarchy in the direction of which things needed to get done, right? And that could be really, really poisonous of an environment. So how do you apply a Manhattan Project, R&D type situation, no boundaries solution to what it is that you need to do? How outlandish can you get before it is something that is immoral or unethical? You don't want to get to that point because then people go to jail, right? So we don't want to get there. Thank you guys for checking in. That's the end of that.